We have economics, mid-level past paper, January 2024.
Hmm.
Good question one. Said in 2022, the National Railway, pen please. Hold on, please. All right, so they said in 2022, Canadian National Railway paid $27.2 billion to acquire Kansas City
Railway.
Southern, a Mexico-USA cross-border railway. Which one of the following best describe the acquisition of the Kansas City Southern Railway by Canadian National Railway, CNR? So conglomerate integration. Oh, why is it not conglomerate? And what's conglomerate?
Conglomerate is when two businesses in completely different industries join together.
Okay.
Example, a railway company merging with a food company. That's
Okay, that's
conglomerate.
conglomerate. Yes, okay.
The goal,
But now the question itself,
it's not the case here since both are railway
industry.
industry.
It will
S-
reframes.
Yeah,
Okay, okay,
same industry.
okay. So why is it not forward vertical?
Forward vertical is when a company takes over another business closer to the final consumer in the supply chain.
Okay, it's not forward vertical because
Yeah, it's not the case because both firms operate rail networks, not different stages of production.
yeah, okay. That's why it's not forward vertical. And what is forward vertical?
Forward vertical integration is when a company takes over another business closer to the final consumer in the
Yeah.
supply chain.
It is forward vertical because it is closer to the consumers, and it is backward vertical because it is closer to the source,
Yeah, okay.
to the source. Okay, so it's not going to be B, it's not going to be D.
Mhm.
So it is horizontal integration. And what's horizontal integration?
Horizontal integration happens when two firms in the same industry and same production stage merge or
Or
one
being
acquires the other.
acquired. So it is, and in this case, both of them are in the same production stage
Yes.
and they are in the same industry.
Mm.
So it is horizontal integration. So question one is A. Oh, it's
C.
C, yes. Question one, C. Good. Question one, C. Question one, C. We go to question two. Yes, yes, yes. Question two, they said the table shows the quantity. The table shows the quantity of shirts that would be sold at different selling price by a textile manufacturer based in Botswana. The selling price and the quantity sold. Which one of the following would be the textile manufacturer marginal revenue if the price was reduced from... So the question says, which one of the following would be the textile manufacturer marginal revenue if the price was reduced from 16 to 14? So here we have the selling price and the quantity of shirts. So this will give us what? Total revenue first, right?
Yeah.
So did you do the total revenue? So total revenue from 16 to, you have to do the total revenue before getting the marginal revenue. Did you work it out?
No.
Okay.
Um,
So how did you get marginal revenue without getting the total revenue?
no, just subtracted these numbers, but
Really?
my number, I don't understand the question because it's been a long time, so I don't know what to do.
So how did you get the answer?
I did the answer by dividing the total revenue by the quantity.
Then what's the total revenue?
It's 4,000. It's you multiply price times quantity.
Well, okay, total revenue from 16 to 4, right?
Mhm.
The price was reduced from 16
To 14.
to 14. 16 to 14. 16 to 14. So 16 times 5,000, 14 times 6,000. Okay.
It's first of all 16 times 16 times
Well, don't do that for me now. What I want from you is I want the total revenue. TR for each one because marginal revenue
is total revenue
is
divided by
TR2 minus
R1.
TR1. TR2 minus TR1. That's marginal
Yeah.
revenue. So let's just work it out first. The total revenue, 4,000 times 18 is what?
4,000
Times 18.
times 18.
Yeah,
72,000.
72,000. Okay. 5,000 times 16, 90,000.
How much? 5,000?
Times 16. Is it 90,000 or 80 or 90?
It's 80.
80,000. Okay. 6,000 times 14,
84,000.
84,000. Okay. Then 12 times 7,000, 92,000. Oh, I mean,
7,000 is 84,000.
84,000
Yeah.
too. 84,000. So we say marginal revenue now, TL2 minus TL1, 82 minus this. So this would be 8,000,
Yeah.
right?
8. Yeah.
8,000.
4.
This would be what?
2,000.
No.
Yeah.
This minus this is 8,000. This minus this is 4,000.
This is 4. 8, right? Yeah. Okay.
And this would be 0.
Yeah.
All right. So they said from 16 to 4.
Yep.
So from 16 to 4
Okay, so now we calculated margin,
is
right?
4,000. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Divided by what?
Changing quantity.
And what is the change in quantity?
It's 1,000.
Are you sure?
Yeah. 6,000 minus 5,000.
Okay. That's 4,000 all over.
1,000.
So that means
$4.
4,000 over 1,000.
$4.
0,000. So that's $4, right?
Mhm.
Question 4, B.
Yeah.
Okay. So question 4 is B. Question 4 is B. Question 4 is B. Okay, done. So for marginal revenue is TR2 minus TR1. And you just divide by the change in quantity. The change in quantity is 6,000 minus 5,000, which is 1,000. So go to question 3, yes. Which one of the So we have question 3. It said the diagram shows the short-term profit maximizing equilibrium for an agricultural business operating in a perfectly competitive market. In a perfectly competitive market,
Yeah.
consumers are expected to, both buyers and sellers have perfect knowledge, right? Okay.
Okay, so in the short run, firms can make supernormal profit.
And why is there supernormal profit? Can you tell me why there's supernormal profit in a perfect competition? And what point is supernormal profit here?
It's when total
We'll come back to that. It's okay. I'll come back to that anyway. Now, they said ceteris paribus. Which one of the following is most likely to be outcome in the long run? In the long run, what happens to firms in the long run in a perfectly competitive market?
in the long run under perfect firm always make normal profit.
Why? And
Yeah.
can you just tell me the spot here where there's normal profit?
The point it's where P is equal to AC.
Where what price equals to where total revenue equals to
AC.
normal profit?
Yeah.
Where?
Aggregate well, it's where P is equal to AC.
That's that's normal profit.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm come back to that though. So they say ceteris paribus, which one of the following is the most likely outcome in the long run? Now, why do you think there's supernormal profit here?
Mm.
So where is the spot of supernormal profit here? Where is the point of supernormal profit?
The point of supernormal profit
Yeah.
is
Well, let me explain to you what a perfect competition is here.
okay.
In a perfect competition, we have the equilibrium price at PE and C at also the price. A firm would have sold at a price of C. Selling at the price of C, the firm in the perfect market will still make profit. But the firm in the perfect market is selling at PE. Selling at PE would attract more firms to come into the market in the long run. So there's supernormal profit because the firm is selling at E. The line between C and PE is the supernormal profit. The supernormal profit here because the firm, even at this point, at point C, the average cost is still below selling at C. But the firm is selling at PE. And selling at PE means you are making a lot of profit. Selling at PE means the supernormal profit because the firm can still sell at C to make profit. So this would attract new firms. And as soon as new firms enter the market in the long run, supply would increase in the perfect competition. And as soon as supply increases in the perfect competition, price will drop from PE to C. So there's going to be a rightward shift in the supply curve. A rightward shift in the supply curve because new firms are joining the market. And as soon as new firms join the market, quantity would increase. And if quantity supply increases, the price would fall. And that is why firms in the long run, in the perfect competition, will make a normal profit. But there's supernormal profit here because selling at C, the firm will still make profit because selling at C is still below the average cost. This is the average cost of production. This is the average cost, right? That's the average cost. But selling at C is still above the average cost. Yes or no?
Yes.
So selling at C means that the firm will be making profit. But the firm is not selling at C, it is selling at PE. So selling at PE means the firm is making the supernormal profit. But in the long run, the supernormal profit will attract more firms into the market. So we're going to have a new graph stating that there's going to be an increase in supply curve, shifting the quantity supply rightward and bringing about the price falling from PE to C. So the firm will be making a normal profit in the long run because in the short run, there's transition between the short run to the long run. This transition between the short run to the long run is when firms will be entering the market. And as soon as new firms enter the market, supply would increase, price would fall. But it will still fall above the average cost. And that is why firms will be making a normal profit in the long run, in a perfect competition. Is it clear?
Yes.
So now they said the options now. They said the agricultural business will make normal profits in the long run. Yes, that's the answer anyway, which I just explained. The agricultural business will shut down. Why do you think the agricultural business will not shut down
Because it's
in the long run?
because it's making supernormal.
No. The agricultural business is not going to shut down in the long run because the price is still above the average cost. The total revenue, the average revenue is still above the average cost. So the firm is still making profit, which simply means that the firm is still selling above the variable cost. So it's not going to shut down. The agricultural business will increase its output. In the long run, output will not, the business in agriculture, the business that is making the supernormal profit here, will not be able to increase its output because other firms will be joining the market. Do you understand the point here? So it's not. Agricultural business will increase its price. No, because supply is increasing, price is expected to fall. So the answer is A. I think it's clear.
Yeah.
Now, do you understand short run and long run in a profit maximizing firm in a perfectly competition?
Yeah.
So there's profit maximizing where MR equals to MC. There's profit maximization where MR equals to MC. This is profit maximization. The point here. Do you see the point here?
Yeah.
Where MR, this point here, please.
Yeah.
MR equals to MC. MR equals to MC because MR is equals to AR, which is equals to D. So a profit maximizing firm, this is a profit maximizing level of output, PEQA. But as soon as new firms are coming into the market, there's going to be a normal profit. And if normal profit is being made, you cannot increase output. Do you understand? They are not increasing output because they will be making a normal profit.
Yeah.
Any question about perfect competition now? Okay. So for question 47, in 2022, Google's global market share of the internet search engine market was 84%. Which one of the following is the most likely outcome of Google operating at its profit maximizing output? So when we have profit maximizing level of output, it is
First
when
of all, like Google has 84% global market share, which means that it has a power market that acts like a monopolist.
okay.
In theory, for any profit maximizing firm, it occurs when MR is equal to MC.
MR equals to MC, okay?
Okay. Uh,
So AR
to find
equals to
profit,
MC is not the answer. Is that what you're saying?
mhm.
Okay, done. The second one?
It says marginal revenue is greater than average revenue. Impossible.
Okay,
In an imperfect market or monopoly, the MR curve lies below the AR.
okay, done. So C.
It says marginal revenue is equal to total cost. This is nonsense because they're not measured in the same units.
Okay.
And then average revenue is greater than average cost. It's correct. At the profit maximizing output, a monopolist like Google earns supernormal or abnormal profit, meaning AR is greater than AC.
So if AR is greater than AC, it simply means MR equals to MC.
Mhm.
Okay. Now let's quickly look back to where we have AR here. Back to question 3.
Mhm.
There's a profit maximizing level of output here where MR equals to MC, which is the same as your AR greater than your AC. So AR is greater than AC, MC equals to MR are both what? Maximizing level of output. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Any question now? I think
No.
we're good there. So now the question I want to ask you, are you saying it is the profit maximizing level of output of a monopolist and the private competition are not the same?
Can you repeat?
Are you saying the profit maximizing level of output for a monopolist and the private competition is not the same?
It's not the same.
It's the same because we said the profit maximizing level output is where MR always equals to MC.
Mhm.
So whichever market structure it is, in as much as it's producing at a level where its MR equals to MC, it's a profit maximizing level of output. So there's profit maximizing level of output if MR equals to MC or AR is greater than AC. So you just have to understand that MC equals to MR is profit maximizing level of output for whatever market structure it is, and AR greater than AC, it's also a profit maximizing level of output, irrespective of the market structure. It's profit maximizing level of output clear now. You just have to produce your output at the level where your MR equals to MC or where your AR is greater than AC for maximizing profits, for profit maximizing level of output. So we'll go to question 5. So question 3 is done, right? Question 3 is the agricultural business will decrease out. No, we'll make a normal profit. Question 3 is A, right?
Yeah.
So question 4 is D.
Question 5.
Now we'll go to question 5. In Australia, the elasticity of demand for construction workers is estimated to be 0.18 negative. That's inelastic, right? Which one of the following factor is the most likely explanation of this elasticity of demand for construction workers? The construction workers cannot be easily replaced by capital. It's inelastic.
If workers cannot be substituted by machines or technology, firms have little flexibility to reduce labor when wages rise.
Yes.
Demand becomes
Inelastic. Okay, so that's why it is A. Okay, why is it not B?
B says the costs of employing construction workers are low. If labor costs are a small share of total cost, elasticity might be low. But the main reason is usually difficulty or substitution, not cost level itself.
Good. C.
The productivity of construction workers is low. Low productivity doesn't explain elasticity of demand. It affects wage level, not wage responsiveness.
Elasticity of demand is about the demand for labor, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And the last one, why is it not D?
The majority of construction workers are members of trade union.
So if they are members of trade union, does that bring about inelasticity?
Union membership affects wage bargaining, right?
Yeah.
Not employers' responsiveness to wage changes.
Wait. So question 5 is done. Now question 6. A cereal manufacturer lowers its price. So question 5 is
A.
Yes. Question 6. A cereal manufacturer lowers its price to deter new firms from entering the markets. Hold on, please. I need to make video, please. I think that's the last video I'll make them continue. So they said a cereal manufacturer lowers its price to deter new firms from entering the market while still covering its cost. So when you deter new firms from entering the market, what does that mean? When you deter them from entering the market, it means you're stopping them from entering the market.
Yeah, new firms from okay,
Okay.
deter new firms from
Yeah.
entering.
So which one of the following best describe this pricing strategy? What kind of pricing strategy is this?
Okay, so A says predatory pricing. This is when a firm sets below cost to drive existing competitors out of the market, making a loss temporarily. Not the
Okay.
case here since the firm is still covering its costs.
So it's not predatory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Limit pricing. This is when firm sets the price low enough to discourage new entrants, but not below costs, meaning it still earns normal profit or a small supernormal profit,
Okay.
which is exactly what's described in the question.
So yeah, you're going to start again, please. They said a cereal manufacturer lowers its price to deter new firms from entering the market while still covering its cost. So it's able to cover its cost. And when you're able to cover your costs, it's either you're selling at break even or you're still making a normal profit.
Yeah.
Right? Great. Okay. Now they said which one of the following best describes this pricing strategy? You said it's not predatory pricing. Why is it not predatory pricing?
Because the firm still covers its cost.
So for a predatory pricing, you are selling at a price below the cost.
Yeah. So you make a loss temporarily at least.
To wait to
drive them out.
to kick them out before you become a monopoly, then you start charging a higher price. Okay, that's predatory pricing. So it's not predatory pricing. Now you said limit pricing. Why is it limit pricing?
Because this is when a firm sets the price low enough to discourage new entrants, but not below cost, meaning it still earns a normal profit or a small supernormal profit.
So it simply means normal profit would not attract firms. It's only supernormal profit that attract firms.
Yeah.
So a firm, this cereal manufacturer will be selling at a lower price, not to make supernormal profit, so that other firms will not be attracted into that industry, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's B. Okay. Then why is it not C, price leadership?
That's when one dominant firm sets the market price, another follows.
And what kind of market structure does this really happen?
Monopoly.
No.
Oligopoly.
Oligopoly. When they form a cartel, they always look up to the price leader to decide price. So it's not
nothing to do with deterring entry.
Yeah, sure. And D, short-term profit maximization.
That's when the firm sets the price or output where
Above
where MR is equal to MC to maximize profit.
Yes.
Not necessarily.
Or selling above the price.
Yeah, not necessarily to prevent new firms from entering.
Yeah, sure. It's even short-term profit maximization would bring about attracting new firms. It will not deter, it will attract new firms. That is done, right? So question 6 is limit pricing, B. So we have predatory pricing, which is selling below the cost, just to, in the short run, to kick out firms that are unable to meet up with that out of the market, then by charging higher price afterwards, which is in the short run. Limit pricing, yes. Limit pricing means you're going to be making a normal profit or selling at break even. And for price leadership, it's simply about the oligopolist. And short-term profit maximization. For short-term profit maximization, it means the cost is covered, and that would attract new firms, not deterring new firms. So that's about pricing strategy. And what is pricing strategy itself? It's a pricing strategy. What does it mean?
Pricing strategy is how do I explain it? It's like it's a deliberate approach that a business uses to set the price level or the selling price of its products or services.
When a business uses a price to set its objective. That's
To
price is
achieve
set.
its specific goals, like
Yeah, that's
maximizing profit, increasing market share, deterring competitors, or covering
so
costs,
whatever method the business uses
is
that
pricing
involves a price
is
to achieve
pricing
its
strategy.
objective is a pricing strategy. Okay. So go to question 7. Question 6 is done. So question 6 is B.
Mm.
We go to question 7. From there we move on. Question 7. Okay, there's an extract for that. So reference to figure 1 on extract A, calculate the number of workers employed by SMEs in Bangladesh. You're advised to show you're working. So what are SMEs?
Small, medium
Enterprises.
enterprises.
Okay. So you said 20.2% plus 20.7% equals to 40.9% of employed by SMEs. So 60.8, 0.4 gives you 24,867,200 people employed by SMEs. With the figures, let's see the extract. Let's go to the extract. Extract A, okay. So for small and medium sized, we have 20.2, 20.2 plus 20.7, okay, good. That's the number employed by the SMEs. Then the people employed, it's 60.8. How do you get that? 60.8 times 0.409.
Start from the
Okay,
extract.
40.9%, okay, times 60, let's see, 0.9. Where did you get your 60.8 from?
From the extract.
Extract A, figure 1, okay. 60.8 from where? I can't get.
One
What did
sec.
you add up to get 60.8?
Wait, one sec.
Okay. Small and medium size, okay, that's it. No, percentage of
It says
population.
in 2022 the number of
People
employed.
employed was 60.8, okay. Thank you. I saw it already.
Mm,
2022. Okay, so 60.8 multiplied by 40.9%.
mm.
That's the total number of people employed. 24,867,200. Okay. Now B, question B. Okay, so with reference to figure 1 and strat, explain what is meant by the term monopolistic competition. A monopolistic competition occurs where there are many small businesses in the same market. Products are similar and there is high employment of low-skilled workers. In a monopolistic competition, do you think any of the firm can have the power, can be a market leader?
No.
Okay, why? Because none of them is big enough to control the
To
market, right? Okay, that's monopolistic competition. Now go to question C. With reference to extract, examine the impact of rising energy cost on the profit of a garment manufacturer in Bangladesh. Illustrate your answer with an appropriate diagram. The marginal cost.
the diagram was very
revenue,
difficult to draw.
demand for this. Let me go back to the case study and see. The rising in energy cost will increase price from P1 to P2. The cost will increase from C1 to C2. The average cost will increase from AC1 to AC2. Demand equals value revenue. Marginal revenue would fall. Quantity supply would reduce. your AC curve will shift upward from AC1 to AC2, okay? Marginal cost MC1 to MC2, okay? Rising energy costs would cause garment manufacturers to claim subsidies from the government of Bangladesh, okay? So it is important to know that energy cost is variable for garment manufacturers. The government of Bangladesh is providing subsidies to SMEs, which may limit the negative impact on profit. But here you said rising in energy costs would cause garment manufacturers to claim subsidies from the government. Yeah. And the government is already providing subsidies. Why are you saying that again?
No, they would claim more, I mean.
And the 50%, how many marks are there?
8.
8 marks.
You're in part E. It's part C.
8 marks. Okay. The 50%, okay. The government of Bangladesh is providing subsidies to SMEs, which may limit the negative impact on profit. The 50% of rise in energy costs is very significant, causing a substantial reduction in profits. Some firms will leave the market, so others will survive in the long run. So that's the impact of rising cost of energy for garment manufacturer in Bangladesh. Cost is increasing, prices for increasing. But with subsidy, so paying more subsidies. I think it's fine. Okay. Question D. With reference to extract B, analyze two likely effects on the labor market for garment workers of the possible increase in minimum wage to 22,000 taka. What is the labor market? What is minimum work? What is a labor market?
Labor market is. What do you mean with labor?
Yeah, labor market. What do I mean by what I meant?
The labor market is
Demand and supply. Where the demand and supply
demand and supply of labor. It's like
meets. That's
Yeah.
where the labor market is.
it's
The interaction between the demand for and supply of labor.
workers and employers interact.
As many individuals of the higher wage rate causing individuals. So it's like increasing minimum wages causes workers to lose their jobs. SMEs cannot afford to employ as many individuals at the higher wage rate, causing individuals to lose their jobs. Okay. And increasing minimum wage may increase motivation, increasing output. And increasing minimum wage may increase motivation, increasing output, okay? If they are being paid, okay? So an increase in supply of labor will be seen because higher rate gives incentives for more people to join the labor force. Is that all? Okay, 6 months. So. An increase in minimum wage will increase motivation, increasing output. Then why can't you just draw a demand and supply, demand for and labor, demand and supply curve of labor? Okay, supply of labor would increase because minimum wage is increasing. Okay. Question E. That said, with reference to extract A and your own knowledge, discuss the likely effect of government policies on the productive efficiency of SMEs. What is productive efficiency? Occurs when the business is operating at its lowest point of its AC, lowest possible cost, okay? Training would improve the quality of, okay? And your knowledge, discuss the likely effect of government policies.
There's still more, mister.
I'm coming, yeah. Government policies on productive efficiency, okay? How did you get to training immediately? Training is what? What kind of government policy? You just said training would improve the quality of management. What training? Just got to training.
Yes, of course.
Training is a supply side policy.
Yes.
But you didn't say that yet. Yeah.
No.
Just go into training immediately. So training would improve the quality of management, enabling better decisions making and productivity. Reducing production costs and increasing productive efficiency. Creation of industrial parks creates external economies of scale that can allow them to lower their long-run average total cost and move towards their, what is MES? What's this?
Which one?
What do I,
The MES.
what's it?
Uh,
MES or SMEs? I don't know.
no, MES, an economic.
Marginal external, what? Marginal what? MES. What do you get to MES?
Wait, it's minimum efficient scale.
Minimum efficiency of scale.
Yeah.
Lower their long-run average total cost and move towards their minimum efficiency of scale.
This is the minimum level, like an minimum
Right.
level of output a firm has to produce to fully exploit economies of scale.
Minimum efficiency of scale. However, many of these policies would only have an impact on the long run because of time lags involved in training. Okay. Research and development may help identify new areas of product development. However, if there are insufficient skills, product may not be developed. Funds would be more effective if allocated to large enterprises that are more likely to experience economies of scale. With regards to extra A, your knowledge, discuss the likely effect of government policies. So now, what kind of government policies are these? Training is not a government policy.
Supply policy, supply side policy.
Research and development may help identify new areas. Funds. This is not enough to get 14 marks now.
How many?
Training would improve, okay. Creation of industrial parks, okay. External economies of scale, okay. But many of these policies would only have an impact. How many policies have you mentioned here that you said many of these policies? However, many of these policies would only have impact on the long run because of time lags involving training. Research and development may help identify new areas. Please, for research and development, do you think government does research and development? Government might subsidize.
Research and development.
Yeah, government would not invest in research and development. Government could give tax relief on the amount of investment on research and development. Funds are more 246. It's 10.
610.
Yeah, 246, 810, yes. Oh,
Shape.
you only talk about, they said mention different government policies. Why only supply side policy when there are other policies? Go to section C now. Are you there? Question 8, are you there?
Yeah.
Let's answer 2 questions from this section. Is it question what?
8 and 10.
8 and 10, okay, let's see question 8. In 2018, the US owned business Toys
R Us. Toys R Us.
Toys R Us shut down after not being able to cover its costs. Shut down. Evaluate the view that a business will always shut down if it is not able to make a normal profit. Illustrate your answer with an appropriate diagram. What brings about shutdown? A normal profit is when a business's total revenue equals its total cost, including opportunity cost. It's basically the minimum profit needed to stay in business in the long run. What is shut down? I hope you define shut down.
Unless business close.
That's shut down. What brings about shut down?
What brings about shutdown?
Yeah.
Like,
However, a business doesn't know, I'm coming back there. However, a business doesn't shut down straight away because it is not making normal profit. In the short run, as it covers its variable costs, it might
it's
keep
like
operating
prices lower
even if
than
it's
average
making a
variable
loss,
cost.
as long as it can cover its variable cost. There's a shutdown in the short run if a firm is unable to make
It's unable to cover their average
variable costs. Variable costs,
their
okay.
AVC.
Variable costs, okay. It might keep operating even if it is making a loss. You said that already. Why are you repeating the same thing? Since fixed costs are already sunk and can't be recovered. Okay. For example, Toriga continued trading for some time over through it. It wasn't profitable, hoping for improvement. Firms may also continue for strategic reasons, such as maintaining market share or brand loyalty, or if they expect future demand to rise. Access to credit can also allow a business to operate while earning supernormal profit. They say evaluate the view that a business will always shut down. So a business might not shut down also, anyway. A business might not shut down if it's able to cover its average cost, okay? Access to credit, okay? However, in the long run, if a firm short run shuts down, however, in the long run, if a firm consistently fails to make normal profit, it will exit the market as it will never recover all opportunity cost. Long run shutdown point, okay? Cost revenue. There's a shutdown point. If it's unable to meet up with its variable cost. There's a short run shutdown at P1. It is at P1, you know. P, Q, PQ. Yes.
This is shutdown point, and this is
Yeah,
zero
because it's the
profit.
average variable cost. And yeah, you cannot meet up the cost. Cost and revenue. The average total cost is greater than the average variable cost. It's a loss. And even if you increase your output at Q, okay. There's a shutdown point here at B because the firm is every variable cost is below. The average total cost and the marginal cost is above both ATC and AVC. Short one, shut down. Your AR is supposed to be equals to D, and it is your AR equals to your AVC, and above your ATC. If the price is the same as your average variable cost. Cost and revenue, okay. 2468. And yeah, 2468. Then 12, 14. Let me make 7 points here, man. But what about your argument against shutting down? Price might not shut down if it's able to make up, if it's AR equals to AV, if AR equals to AVC, it's not going to shut down. And you said incentives here. First, you also continue for strategic reasons, okay? Such as maintaining market share or brand loyalty. 1, 2, 3. Made only 3 points here. 6. You didn't talk much about your shutdown, and you should have said much about the shutdown. Let's see. A normal profit. You did not shutdown, okay? Because it's not making normal profit in the short run, as it can recover because it might be even if it's making a loss. And then it's cover its variable costs. Okay. So that makes sense into 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. 14. Question 10, right? Jeff Bezos said, Jeff Bezos owns 12.7% of Amazon shares and works as executive chair of the board of directors. By contrast, Daniel Prutinski owns 22% of the shares in the UK's Royal Mail Service, but he does not work for the company. Evaluate the likely impact of the divorce of ownership from control on business objective. What is divorce of ownership?
It's the separation between the control and the owners or the shareholders.
And when there's divorce of ownership,
Mhm.
before I read whatever you've written, there are two things that you should have mentioned, and I hope you mentioned them. One, for firms object, they said divorce of ownership from control on business objective. If a firm is setting a business objective, with divorce of ownership, there might be what we call principal agent problem. Did you talk about principal agent problem?
Yes, I did.
Really?
Yes, of course.
Did you talk about the prisoner's dilemma?
Yes, of course.
Are you sure?
There's only one way to find out.
I'll see now. All right, let's see what you've written. The divorce of ownership from control occurs when the company's owners are separate from the control of it. For example, the UK, okay, but professional managers run its daily the daily operations, okay. The separation can lead to the principal agent problem, where managers pursue objectives such as sales or revenue, okay, to increase this. Well, maximizing profit output for shareholders. As a result, firms often engage in
It's spicy.
satisficing behavior, balancing between management and shareholders' goals. Shareholders generally seek profit maximization and dividends, while managers may prefer business growth or stability. Why do you think managers will prefer business growth and stability?
Because they get bonuses when there's growth.
Thank you. However, if firms like Amazon, where managers are also shareholders, this issue is less significant. Ultimately, the divorce of ownership and control highlights conflict and interests that can influence firms' objective and efficiency in the private sector. Hmm. Is that all?
No, I don't have, Mister, as I told you, it's like the first exam, and it's been like a long time since we haven't done Unit 3.
Sure, I got you. Well, let me see again. Okay. 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 Wait, let me see something here. Objectives and efficiency in the private sector. Revenue. Six days. Now tell me, your graph is representing what?
My graph.
Yes.
A second.
ARMR. Okay, see, average order revenue, not to the cost. What is above it? The average revenue is below. That's efficiency. Okay. That's the revenue. That is above. That is above it. Mhm. So there's efficiency here. The average revenue is above the average total cost. This is profit maximization here. And yeah, there's profit maximization level of output at this point. At this point, there's profit maximization level of output at this point. But with the reverse of ownership, what things about this graph? However, if firms like Amazon, their managers and also shareholders, this issue is less significant. The reverse of ownership and control highlights conflicts and interests that can influence firms' objective and efficiency in the private sector. Equals to 8cc. Where equals to 8? This is this sales maximization, sales maximization, sales maximization, level of output. Then profit maximization level of output is less. So where MR equals to MC, profit maximization level of output. So divorce of ownership, divorce of ownership. And let's see. Shareholders want maximizing profit output, or managers want sales maximization. Now, who is the agent and who is the principal? Who is the agent and who is the principal?
The owner is the principal,
Okay, employing who?
employing the general manager, or it's just the agent.
Okay. Principal agent problem. Okay. And now, principal agent problem. Maximization of level output. Okay. Certain business objective here. Certain business objective. Okay. So with divorce of ownership, there's conflict of interest. 11, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Question what again? Question 9, 8, 9, 10, right? Yeah, what else do we have there?
That's it.
We did 8, right? We did 8 and 10, right? 8 and 10, okay. Let me look at the question 9 again first. The entire market in India is dominated by 3 large businesses. So if 3 markets are dominating, what does that mean? So that ends paper 3, January 2024, right?
Yep.
Okay, just do this first.